Support provided by the Chesapeake and Newport News with chef-centric farm-to-table dining. thechesapeake.org. Hi friends, Jay Sennett. Welcome to another edition of Cooking with Jay here in the Jazz Kitchen. Hope all of you are doing well. Today, I'm going to prepare for you some baked whole fish. Okay? Whole as in the head and all of it, right? And you can see it's got it there. But I also want to talk a bit about the fish. And how I bake a whole fish. Okay, I have the oven preheating to 450 degrees. All right, I rinse the fish and then, want to pat dry. Just get the fish very dry. Now, when you're buying the fish, it's a little tricky, but I'll give you some things you should look for. Okay, it's very difficult sometimes to find fresh whole fish. But when you find, this is red snapper, okay? First thing I look at are the eyes. Now this fish unfortunately has been frozen before. The eyes want to be clear and a little plump, not flat or somewhat inverted. These are somewhat flat, but like I said, this fish has been frozen. If you get it fresh though, the eyes are clear and plump a little bit. You want to look at the gill. You still want to have some pink color in the gills of the fish, which this has. You also want to smell, You're going to get some fish, fish smell. It is a fish after all, right? But, if it's too strong, leave it alone, right? I really have to smell this fish very, very closely to smell fish, and that's a good thing, okay? You also want to look at the color. Make sure the color of the fish, you don't have brown edges popping up on the fish. This does not. So the only thing that I see I just like the slight negative on the fish are the eyes. They're not as clear as I would like them to be, but that's okay. Every other part of the fish looks pretty good to me. Now, all right, so I dry the fish. I have the oven preheating to 450, so we're going to cook it on a very high temperature. Okay, I also scored the fish. Here you can see where I scored 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't go too deeply. All right, and now I want to brush some oil, but you want to use oil that has a very high smoke point because we're baking at 450. Okay, so I have some grapeseed oil here. You can also use avocado oil or regular, not extra virgin olive oil. Use just regular olive oil, right? And I'm brushing the fish with some oil, and you want to make sure you get the oil down in where I scored it, okay? Both sides. I have the oil on this paper. All right. Okay. Now, the inside, I have rosemary, right? I have some rosemary sprigs fresh out the garden. I also have some thyme, so some herbs we're going to stuff inside the fish, okay, along with a couple of cloves of garlic. And we're going to put some lemon slices in here as well, as much as it would fit, maybe 2. Okay, this is a fairly small piece of fish here, okay. Now, have all that going on. So we have thyme, rosemary, lemon, and garlic. Season the fish. Healthy dose of salt. You can use coarse salt. Freshly ground black pepper. This is gonna. There we go. All right. Don't be stingy with it, okay? Press in. I'm going to get some of that in where I scored. So you have some of that oil in there. And I got some salt, pepper on this other side. Okay, put that fish into that oil. Okay. Okay, good healthy dose of salt. I want to brush this dish a little bit with some of this oil. Okay, I want to clear this out here, just some space, open up some space here. Okay, now we have the fish, our baking dish. I want to put some lemon wedges in there. You know, let the lemon wedges, all right, can't get wrong with some lemon wedges in here as well. One more, because I want to save some of this lemon to squeeze some lemon juice over the fish once it's done. Okay, now that's pretty much all there is to it. So when you go to the fish market and you want to buy whole fish, some of the things I told you to look for. Look at the eyes. Make sure they're clear. Not if they're all cloudy and sunken in flat. It's not a healthy piece of fish. Okay, look at the color. Smell it. Smell is very, very, very important. Look at the color of the gills. All right, you want a pinkish color to the gills. That's a good fresh fish there. Okay, but smell, eyes, for me, that's what I'm looking at. Okay, oven preheated to 450. I scored the fish about 1 inch apart. Okay, this is red snapper again. And the inside I stuffed with some herbs, some fresh rosemary, fresh thyme, some garlic, a couple of cloves of garlic, and a couple of slices of lemon. Okay, and seasoned heavily, salt and pepper on the outside. I'm going to put it in the oven, and we should end up with a nice crispy texture on this fish because we're baking it at a very high heat. And again, you want oil, to use oil that has a high smoke point, not extra virgin olive oil. Regular olive oil you can use, avocado oil, grapeseed oil, something like that has a high smoke point because we're baking at 450. All right, so, and we're going to bake it for about 17 to 20 minutes. The internal temperature of the fish should be about 145. But this time with this fish that's this size and this thickness, it should be about 15 to 20 minutes. So we're going to put it in the oven and set the timer. Get it up to, we'll look at it at about 17, 18 minutes. Okay, so, and while that's baking for these 10 minutes, or no, 20 minutes maybe, we're going to do one of these little edit things where I kind of disappear and go relax and wait till the fish is done. Then we come back, take the fish out of the oven, and I can show you what that's going to look like. And it's going to be delicious too. Okay, stay with us. Be right back. Okay, see? Would seem just like a split second. Actually, about 20, 25 minutes went by. I think the fish is ready. So let's go to the oven, and I'll pull it out here and see what we have and bring it over. Oh my goodness. Oh, look at this beautiful red snapper. And then what you do, you take some lemon, squeeze some lemon over that, right? And just for garnish, if you want to serve it, you can put some rosemary on top, like that. Nah, that covers up the fish. I want you to see the fish, so we'll leave that off there for now. That's the menu today. Baked whole red snapper. And I took you through the process of from buying the fish, how you buy the fish, how you prep it, you know, rinsing it, patting it dry, then scoring it about 1 inch apart, and getting some high smoke point oil like grapeseed oil or avocado oil, something like that, regular olive oil. Brush the fish, season it well, on the outside healthy dose of salt, some freshly ground black pepper, You can put a little garlic powder on that outside too. I didn't here, but I even took it out, but I just forgot to put some on there. But you can use garlic powder. But I put garlic cloves inside in the cavity of the fish, along with some herbs like thyme, fresh rosemary, and I put some lemon in there as well, some lemon slices in there as well. And then baked it at 450 for about 20, 22, 23 minutes. Okay, you can check the internal temperature of the fish. It should be at least 145. Okay, and you're good to go. That's what's happening on this edition of Cooking with Jay. I'm Jay Sennett. Cooking with Jay airs Sunday evening starting at 6 p.m. on the WHO Public Media Facebook page. And it stays up on the page, so if you can't watch it at 6, you can just scroll down until you find the show and check it out. Don't forget my Send It In Session Jazz Show on 89.5 WHRV FM, Monday through Thursday nights from 9 until 1, Saturday mornings 1 until 5 for all the insomniacs out there, and Sunday afternoons from 1 until 5. And I also host the Soulful R&B Chronicles Friday nights from 7 until 8. There we go. I do a lot. Thanks for watching my show. I want to thank the Chesapeake too for underwriting Cooking with Jay. Much appreciated. Thank you so much. And thanks to all of you that watch the show and that have responded to me. If you want to write me an email if you have any questions or just want to let me know what you think about the show, j.sennett, jae.sinnett @whrv.org. Be safe, friends, until the next edition of the show. I'm Jay Sennett. We'll see you then. Take care.
Support provided by the Chesapeake in Newport News, catering to the palate of every single resident. More at thechesapeake.org.